Namaskar. Welcome to the fourth part of the video series. Today we'll learn some more activities to use Excel file, how to define a variable to store some information and then to use it later on. For each Excel row, if condition, read cell value. To understand these activities, let us create a task. I have made a flowchart for the task. It will use an Excel file. First, the name of the file is data for sample XLS, and it will create a variable named as control number. So let us first do this activity. For that, I will create an example, a blank task. Let us name this blank task as Excel example 01, and let us save in the same location. It will create a blank task. Here is the blank task. We can drop our activity here. But before going into using the Excel file, let us understand what does the Excel file contains. This is the Excel sheet which contains some number of entries, entry number 1 and entry number 2. There is a column called control number. This control number is a unique identity so that the number is never repeated. And there another sheet called lines which has repeated control numbers, and this control number is related to this entry. So first entry contains two entries or the line entries. So if it is a header file for SAP, then these are the lines for SAP voucher. So you can understood now that this is a journal voucher, and these are the two entries for the journal voucher. So let us open this file in UiPath. We'll learn how to use this Excel file. As you know that we can view the project folder by clicking on this project button and then selecting open project folder from the drop down. We can paste the Excel file here. This is my Excel file, what I was talking about. Now to call the Excel file or use the Excel file, we will use the first activity, that is use Excel file. Therefore, we will drop an activity called as use Excel file. Either I can click on the left panel and then either I can drag the use Excel file from there, or I can click plus button and then type it from the menu. Now it is asking some things, some parameters. The parameter Excel file is used to point an Excel file reference. So let us click on this browse file. So it will show my project folder, and then I can select data for example. The reference as is used to create a reference variable so that the program can call the file as an object during its process. Save changes and create if does not exist. Tick the checkbox Save changes so that it can save automatically after completion of the task. So by clicking this, the Excel file will save automatically after completion of the task. How to define variable and to store some information for later use. Now you can see that we have used the Excel file and connected the file with data for sample. Now we want to create a variable. For creating variable, you have to click on this gear button and then click on value mapping, add a variable control number. And let us put a value as text. It could be treated as number as 0. So now the value of variable is 0. Now let us add another activity for each Excel row, because we want to collect or traverse each row of the Excel sheet. So I will type for each Excel row. For each Excel row, this traverse through each row of the Excel sheet. Provide a reference point or object as you have named it earlier as Excel in the above activity. This name will be called whenever we will use a current row. So this current row is a reference point. It is asking for a range. Range requires a range of Excel sheet. Like in this case, we can say Excel. Now Excel is the reference. So Excel and then the header sheet, as it contains two sheets. One is header sheet, another is line. We want header sheet. Now you can click has headers as it contains headers. That is the heading of each table. And then if you want, you can save it while traversing, save after each row. We don't require this, so let us leave this as it is. Now if we see the chart, we have did this also. Now we want to read the value as control number from the file. So now we will use read cell value. So therefore we will read a cell value. We'll add this activity. Let us add read cell value. To read cell value, it point a cell from the current row as current row from the current control number. Say for example, if I click on it, the current row, and then I can select the control number. Now it will return the control number contained in the current row. We want to save this current row control number, the current row control number in the variable we have defined. Now it will change from 0 to a number. Now let us see if there is a control number and what is the number by using a message box. So let us add a message box. Now you know how to provide a value to a message box. We want to provide a value from the variable control name, control number, beg your pardon. If we save this and run this, let us see if it returns control number 1 and 2. It is reading the file, and then first the control number is 1, so it returned 1 from the header sheet and 2 from the header sheet. So far so good. Now we want to traverse the lines sheet. For that we can use another for each Excel row loop. Now you can see that these are called as a loop. These loops are connected from the end of the sequence to the required sequences. You will understand soon. So let us add for each Excel row. So we will add each Excel row, but we have to add inside this loop. We cannot add outside of this loop. We must add inside of this loop and not here. Then the control will be out of the loop. We will add into this place. So we will add again for each Excel row, and now it has been referred as current row. If you remember, earlier it was current row, and now it is current row 2. We want to provide another sheet, that is line sheets. It also has headers, and now I want to check if the control number in the lines is equal to the control number what we have collected earlier. Therefore, we will add another thing that is called as if condition. What is an if condition? Now you can see that if condition is here, if something happens, then we will do some activity here. Let us build a condition. To build a condition, you can use the condition builder. Here you can see if the current row 2 or the line sheet contains a control number which is equal to the saved variable, that is control number. If the control number from the current row 2 is equal to the control number variable, then we will read the cell value we'll read the cell value from the current row 2 from the GL account number, and we'll save for later use as cell value. From the current row 2, we'll read the GL account number and we'll save for later use as cell value. Now my GL account will be saved into the variable to be used later on in cell value. Now I can provide a message box to check if it is working or not. So let me add a message box. Let me call the cell value. So then it will return cell value. Let us run this and check if it is working. The control number is 1. Okay, now you can see there are two control numbers, so it must first return the value of this GL account, that is this one, and then this one, and then it will provide the control number 2, and then this one, and then this one. So it is working. So now you understood how to use Excel file. In the next video, we will use this workflow, the task, to add data entry in SAP General Journal Voucher. Till then, Namaskar.